Well, happy Tuesday. Today's math is on angles, and we're going to be talking about angles on page 231 and 232. All right, let me give you some examples of what these terms are, and you able to understand these before we go on. All right, as you well know, a ray is just going one direction. An angle has two angles, of course, and then the center point is called a vertex, and this is the angle. Congruent angle is equals to it, so it's like a exact equal number of degrees. If it's 40 degrees, then it's congruent to 40 degrees, so both of them are equal. Here are the things that you need to know. The facts: right angle, of course, is only 90 degrees straight up. If you turn it, it's as long as it's still 90 degrees. The next term is acute angle. Acute is less than 90 degrees, so as we mentioned before, anything that is less than 90 is acute. Obtuse is more than 90 degrees, okay? So if it has more than that, larger than that, that's called an obtuse. A straight angle, of course, is just 180. Okay, so you need to know this, and then let's go over. We're not going to spend a time on these because all you need to do is look at the instructions here and figure that out, and just to write the term in these, okay? The second portion, they give you the degrees, so you're still going to write the term. You just need to figure out. For example, remember I told you if it was exactly 90 degrees, it's called a right angle, so you just couldn't put right angle, okay? So you have to understand this portion and understand the terms here in order to do this section. So I want you guys to do that. That's a pretty simple thing. Here are some 4 story problems. So let's read this together. Ella constructed a 60-degree angle in her circle. How many angles can she construct? So on this section, what I would think is in a circle is 360, right? So you need to divide it. If you divide 360 by 60, then whatever the quotient is, that is your answer. Okay? For B, Trevor said that he has constructed an acute angle with 102 degrees. What was wrong with the statement? So think about what the acute means. Acute is like less than 90, right? And then the angle is 102 degrees. So then that's what you need to explain about that, okay? On C is Mark constructed two 75-degree angles. What did he call the congruent angle? Remember, congruent means equals to. So it says, why did he call them congruent angles? So then, remember, angles is two sections, two sides. So one side is 75. What do you guys think is the other side? So that's all, you just have to answer that correctly there. D is Lacey told Jacob that her angle was bigger than his because her rays were longer. What was wrong with her statement? All right, so just go ahead and review what ray is, going one direction, and then what was wrong with what they're trying to say, that it was bigger than hers, okay? So I want you to just answer these 4. Go over it. If I went a little too fast, then you can go rewind your video and then see what you can do there. This is review. Find the answers, if not, and then round to the nearest hundredth place, okay? So I want to tell you that I kind of did this with you. So the area of a parallelogram, the base is 6.42 yards, the height is 3.9 yards. The formula is A equals base times height because they're asking you for area. And I want you to know, I'm not going to do this, but I want you to be very careful, okay? Especially with your multiplication. So you're just going to multiply 6.42 times 3.9 and bring over the decimal 3 times, right? To find the product. Then that shows you that is your square yards there. For B, they're saying they want you to find the circumference and the area. So if the diameter is 11 inches, you're going to need to find the formula for circumference, C equals pi times d. And you also need to know the area, which is pi times square radius, right? So you're just going to take the pi, which is 3.14 times 11. Then you'll move over the decimal 2 times, and then there you get your inches. To find the area, 3.14 times, remember it's just radius, so half of 11, okay? Then you're going to multiply that times that, and then you'll get your answer for in inches, square inches. So you do need to do circumference and area for B, okay? On number 4, they're asking you, okay, let me turn the page so you'll know what to do and what it looks like to you. All right, I'm going to read this, and then this is constructing your circle and then finding the percent and the degrees, okay? Andy made a budget for his $20 per week allowance. He gives $2 to the church, saves $4, spends $3 on the others, and uses $11 on things he enjoys. Construct the angle that are less than 180 degrees first. The angle that is greater than 180 degrees will be the remaining angle in the circle. Okay, so again, you're going to need to add what they're asking, the money that they're saying, then that will be your denominator, and you have to figure out the difference there. So what I did was I constructed a circle, and I want your circle, if you take your ruler, it should be 1 inch in diameter. Okay, so go ahead and take a ruler and just put 1 inch, but half of 1 inch is a half an inch, right? So that's where that vertex is for that, and then from one side. So once you have constructed about 1 inch of diameter, I want you to just do a straight line. Then they're asking for $2, I believe. So the first one, it says he gives $2 to the church, right? So then you're going to go into your problem here, and you're going to write 2 over 20, because again, you're going to add up 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 11. Okay, if it adds it up, it should come up to 20, right? So when you do that, you're going to reduce it. If you reduce 2 over 20 is 1/10. 1/10, of course, is 10%. To find the degrees, 10% of 360. 360 times, remember, you have to bring over the decimal twice, so it's 0.1. And then after you find the answer, go over, and then that's 36 degrees. Okay, so then what you're going to do is what I did for here is I use a straight line, I used my protractor, right? And then I measured it on the line, and the reason why I did this is because that's where, you see how it lines up in that way. So I'm going to try to do this so you kind of see. Okay, so if you got the little vertex there, and then you're right on the line, and then remember the degrees is 36 degrees, right? So when you do that, I measured about, this came up to about 36 degrees from the line, and then you, I mean, if you do it, you can't really do it because it's so big. So what you're going to do is, what I did was I took a ruler, and then I marked it, and then I can just use it, this section here like this, and then I would measure across, and then that makes it 36 inches. But last assignment, some of you guys, you didn't even, you wrote the percent, but you didn't tell me what it was. So it's very important, okay? I'm going to take points off of this. So you're going to write church, you have to label it, and then 10%. Okay, so if you measure the second one, you can say 20% saves. So you have to do all of this after you figure it out. So I'm not going to give you the answer, but I'm going to show you again. Remember, it's out of 20, and then the second portion they're asking is $4, saves $4. So then I'm going to say 4 over 20. You're going to reduce it, and then find the percent. Once you find the percent, write the percent here of 360. Then 360 multiply, bring over the decimal. Okay, so that's how you find the degrees, and that's how you find the percent. Then you'll be able to construct that in your circle. This is all review, but it's always good to go back and try to remember how you've done there. Okay, the rest of it is just review. See, all this is review. So I'm not going to waste my time reviewing. Just make sure that you read the directions. For here it says nearest hundredth. Remember 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, right? And bring over the decimal, line up this, mix number into improper fraction. Go ahead and do that. Remember, if it's division, then you invert the denominator and numerator. Okay, for this and this, and then just make sure, and then this is all review of Roman numerals. So I think this part, you just be careful when you do it, and please circle all your answers. And a lot of you guys are doing what I asked you, and it's good, but just review that, do your circle, find out the percentages and then degrees there. I want you to find this and know the difference of the terms, and then do answer the questions according to what they asked you, and then just like I showed you, from this, you're just going to find the area here, and you're going to find the circumference and then the area, and please circle your answers. Another thing is, I want you guys to be very neat and organized, because it's hard for me to see your work whenever it's all over the place. Okay, so if I ask you to do this, just see how I did this, just in order, like go across, and because you're doing it on line paper, so it shouldn't be all over the place. It should be just completely, and then you can mark this, and then that will be your second problem, your third problem. Just number the A, B, C, D or something. Okay, you see here, circumference, 3 rows, 4 rows, and then this. So just make sure it's organized, and I really want you to do that, because it is going to be very hard and difficult, and if I can't read it, then I'm going to have to mark it wrong. Okay, so do well, pray about it, and see if the Lord can just give you, just remember all of the facts and all of the steps that you need. So just go ahead and finish page 231 and 232 for Tuesday's assignment. And I will see you later. Bye.